I want you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, have you ever felt like reality was nudging you, whispering to you through strange patterns, coincidences, and moments that felt too perfect to be random? What if I told you that these moments, these synchronicities, are not just random occurrences, but signs placed in your path by the universe itself? You see, life is not a chaotic mess of events. It is a grand design, a cosmic script unfolding in real time, and yes, you are the protagonist of this story. There are certain moments, key intersections in your journey, where the universe speaks in a language that goes beyond words. It speaks through patterns, symbols, energy, and timing. And if you learn to recognize these signs, your life will never be the same again. But here's the thing, most people ignore them. They brush them off as coincidences, failing to see the deeper meaning behind them. They miss the messages meant to guide them, protect them, and awaken them to their true purpose. Today, we will unveil 5 life-changing synchronicities that you cannot afford to miss, because these signs are the key to unlocking the next level of your existence. If you are here, right now, watching this, it is not by accident. This message has found you at the exact moment you needed to hear it. That in itself is a synchronicity. And if you leave too early, if you dismiss this, you might miss the one sign that was meant to shift your entire life trajectory. So stay with me until the very end, because what you are about to hear may change the way you see reality forever. One of the most common and powerful synchronicities you will encounter is the repetition of numbers. Have you ever glanced at the clock and seen 1111? Or noticed the same number appearing everywhere on receipts, license plates, phone numbers, or even randomly in conversations? This is not a coincidence. Numbers are the fundamental language of the universe. Ancient civilizations, from the Pythagoreans to the Mayans, understood that numbers were more than just tools for counting. They were frequencies, vibrations that carried meaning. When you start seeing repeated numbers, it is because your consciousness is tuning into a higher frequency. 1111 is known as the awakening code, a sign that you are being called to a higher state of awareness.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
It is as if the universe is tapping you on the shoulder, saying, "Wake up, pay attention. You are on the verge of something important." Other numbers carry their own meanings. -222 signifies balance and alignment. 333 represents divine guidance. 444 is a sign that you are being protected, and 555 signals major transformation. When you start noticing these numbers, do not brush them off. Pause, reflect. What were you thinking about at that moment? What decisions are you facing? What emotions are you feeling? The universe is sending you a coded message, and it is up to you to decode it. But here's the deeper question. Why do some people see these signs while others don't? Why do some wake up while others remain asleep? The second life-changing synchronicity is meaningful coincidences, those moments when the external world perfectly mirrors your inner world. Have you ever thought about someone you haven't spoken to in years, only to have them suddenly message you out of nowhere? Or have you ever been struggling with a decision, only to randomly come across a book, a quote, or a stranger's words that answer your exact question? This is the universe's way of guiding you. Carl Jung, the great psychologist, coined the term synchronicity to describe these causal connections between events, things that are not logically related but are deeply connected on a spiritual level. When you experience these moments, it is a sign that you are in alignment with your destiny. Your energy is vibrating at a frequency where the universe can respond to you in real time. And the more you acknowledge these synchronicities, the more they will appear. It's as if the universe is testing you. Will you notice? Will you listen? Will you trust? But here is the challenge: most people ignore these moments. They rationalize them away. They convince themselves that it's just a coincidence, that it doesn't mean anything. And in doing so, they shut themselves off from the deeper intelligence of the universe. The truth is, reality is not as solid as we think it is. It is fluid, responsive, intelligent. It speaks to those who are willing to listen. The question is, are you listening? The third synchronicity that you can never ignore is the sudden appearance of symbols, animals, or messages that seem to follow you. Have you ever repeatedly seen the same animal, either in real life, in dreams, or even in media? Have you ever come across the same word, the same song, or the same piece of advice from multiple unrelated sources? This is the universe communicating with you through symbols. In ancient traditions, animals were seen as spirit guides, messengers from the unseen realms. A hawk appearing to you repeatedly may signify that you need to take a higher perspective on a situation. A butterfly may indicate transformation. A snake may represent shedding the old to make way for the new. If an animal keeps showing up in your life, pay attention. What qualities does it embody? What message is it bringing you? The same applies to words and phrases. If you keep hearing the same advice from different people, if the same idea keeps presenting itself to you, it means that this is something you are meant to integrate into your life. The universe is not subtle when it wants to get your attention. It will keep showing you the same message until you finally acknowledge it. But here's the real question: how often do you dismiss these signs? How many times has the universe spoken to you, but you ignored it? What if the answers you've been seeking have been in front of you this whole time, but you just haven't been willing to see them? You see, synchronicities are not just about noticing patterns. They are about awareness, about waking up to the fact that life is not happening to you, it is happening for you. Every moment is an invitation, a call to step into the higher version of yourself. The universe is guiding you, always, but it will never force you. It will only whisper, nudge, and place signs in your path. Whether you choose to see them or not is up to you. But the more you pay attention, the more you will realize that you are not lost, you are not alone, and you are not wandering through life without purpose. You are being guided towards something greater. And if you have made it this far, it means you are ready to start seeing the world in a way most people never will. But this is only the beginning. Because the next synchronicity is the one that has the power to shake the very foundation of your life. And if you recognize it when it happens, it will open doors you never imagined possible. The synchronicity that reveals your true path. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when reality itself seems to bend, when the ordinary dissolves, and something deeper emerges: a force, a calling, an undeniable presence that whispers, "This is the way." It doesn't come with flashing lights or grand announcements. It arrives in the most subtle yet powerful way through a sequence of synchronicities so profound that they shake the very foundation of what you thought was real. This is not just about seeing repeating numbers or encountering strange coincidences. This is about recognizing the moment when your destiny reveals itself before you. Most people don't see it. They walk past it, too distracted, too caught in their own minds to realize that they are standing at the crossroads of fate. But those who do recognize it, those who stop, listen, and truly see, find themselves stepping into a life they never could have imagined. If you are here reading this right now, then you are on the brink of that moment. The question is, will you recognize it when it arrives? This synchronicity comes in the form of a doorway, a sudden, unexpected opportunity that appears out of nowhere. It might be a chance meeting with someone who completely shifts your perspective, a job offer that seems too perfectly aligned with your dreams, or an experience that forces you to question everything you thought you knew. The universe will place this doorway in front of you, but it will never push you through it. That is the test. You must choose to step forward. And here is where most people fail. They hesitate. They doubt. They overthink. They convince themselves that it's just a coincidence or that they are not ready. And just like that, the door begins to close. The universe does not wait. It does not beg. It offers. And if you do not take it, the opportunity is gone. You may get another chance down the line, but it will never be the same as the first. The universe rewards those who trust, those who move with faith rather than fear. Have you ever had an opportunity that you let slip away, only to look back years later and realize it could have changed everything? That was your doorway. That was your synchronicity. And the deeper truth is this: the universe is always giving you signs, always placing doors before you. The problem is not that the signs aren't there. The problem is that you are not seeing them. One of the most powerful forms of this synchronicity is when you begin to meet people who feel strangely familiar, as if you have known them forever, despite just meeting them. These people are not random. They are what some call soul contracts, individuals who are meant to enter your life at a specific time to either guide you, challenge you, or awaken something within you. Sometimes they come in the form of mentors, people who appear just when you need guidance the most. Other times they come as relationships, deep, intense connections that feel destined but are often filled with profound lessons. And sometimes they come as brief encounters, strangers who say something in passing that shifts your entire perspective. These people are markers on your path, placed there to remind you of who you are and where you are going. But here's the secret most people don't realize: every person you meet is a reflection of your current state of being. If you are lost, you will meet others who are lost. If you are awakening, you will attract those who are also awakening. And if you are stepping into your highest self, you will begin to encounter those who can take you even further. This is why the people in your life are one of the greatest synchronicities you will ever experience. They are mirrors showing you exactly where you are on your journey. The question is, what are they reflecting back to you? Another undeniable synchronicity that reveals your true path is the sudden collapse of everything that is not meant for you. At first, this may not seem like a synchronicity at all. In fact, it may feel like the exact opposite: chaos, loss, destruction. Relationships may fall apart, careers may come to an abrupt end, plans may completely unravel. But here is the truth that most people miss. When something is removed from your life, it is because it is no longer aligned with who you are becoming. The universe is not punishing you. It is preparing you. It is clearing space for what is meant to come next. But most people resist this. They cling to what is falling apart, trying to force it back together, refusing to let go. And in doing so, they block themselves from stepping into the new reality that is waiting for them. If you are experiencing a sudden loss, if your world feels like it is crumbling, understand this. This is the transition phase of your awakening. This is the moment where the old you dies so that the new you can be born. The question is, will you allow the transformation, or will you fight to hold on to what is already gone? There is a moment in every chosen one's life when the signs become so undeniable, so overwhelming, that ignoring them is no longer an option. This moment is the breaking point, the threshold where the old world shatters and the new world begins. It is not an easy moment. It is often accompanied by deep solitude, by a sense of being disconnected from everything you once knew. Friends may no longer understand you. Your goals may suddenly seem meaningless. You may feel as though you are floating between worlds, unsure of where you belong. But this is the initiation. This is the moment where you are given a choice: return to the comfort of your old life, or step into the unknown of your true path. This is the synchronicity that separates those who remain asleep from those who awaken. And if you are experiencing this now, know that you are closer than you have ever been to stepping into your highest destiny. The discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is happening. The question is, will you trust it? The final and most powerful synchronicity is the one that confirms everything the moment when everything suddenly makes sense. It may come as a realization, a vision, or a deep inner knowing that cannot be explained in words. It is the moment where all the signs, all the synchronicities, all the struggles you have faced suddenly align into a clear picture, revealing why everything had to happen the way it did. This is the moment of divine clarity, the moment where you no longer question whether you are on the right path, because you can feel it deep within your soul. It is an overwhelming sense of peace, a knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And once you experience this, there is no turning back. You will never be able to see the world in the same way again. You will realize that reality itself is alive, that the universe is constantly speaking to you, guiding you, leading you towards something greater. And from that moment forward, you will walk with a different energy. You will no longer chase. You will no longer force. You will simply align, trust, and allow the universe to unfold before you. Because once you see the synchronicities for what they truly are, once you recognize the signs, you will never doubt again. If you have made it this far, you are ready for the final revelation. Because the next synchronicity is the one that will not only confirm your path, but will activate your power in a way you never thought possible. This is the synchronicity that turns you from an observer into a creator, from someone who follows signs to someone who manifests them. Are you ready to step into the final phase of awakening? The synchronicity that unlocks your manifestation power. There comes a moment in your spiritual journey when you realize that you are no longer just a recipient of synchronicities, you become the source. You step beyond simply noticing the signs and into a state where reality itself begins to shift in response to your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. This is the moment when you unlock the true power of manifestation, where you no longer wait for the universe to guide you, but instead, you co-create with it in perfect harmony. Most people spend their lives believing they are at the mercy of fate, that life happens to them rather than through them. They wait for signs, they look for guidance, but they never realize that the universe has been waiting for them to claim their power all along. When you reach this level of awareness, synchronicities no longer feel like random gifts from the divine. They become confirmations of your own ability to shape reality. This is the final revelation, the moment where you move from being a seeker to being a creator. And once you understand this, your entire existence transforms. This shift happens when you fully integrate the understanding that everything, every event, every person, every so-called coincidence is a direct reflection of your inner world. The universe is not separate from you. It is an extension of your consciousness, mirroring back to you the energy you emit. The synchronistic events you experience are not just signs from an external force. They are the result of your own vibrational frequency aligning with the energy of what you desire. When you begin to see reality in this way, you stop feeling powerless. You stop waiting for things to happen and start realizing that you are the one making them happen. You are the cause, and the world around you is simply the effect. This is why those who live in fear and scarcity seem to encounter endless obstacles, while those who operate from a place of faith and abundance seem to attract miracles effortlessly. It is not luck. It is alignment. And the more you embody this truth, the more undeniable it becomes. One of the most powerful synchronicities you will begin to experience at this stage is instant manifestation, the phenomenon where your thoughts and desires materialize almost immediately. At first, it may start as small things, thinking about a person and receiving a call from them minutes later, wishing for an opportunity and suddenly stumbling upon it, feeling a deep desire for a certain experience and having it unexpectedly present itself to you. But as you refine your energy, as you become more conscious of the way you focus your attention, these manifestations become bigger, faster, and more precise. You begin to see with absolute clarity that reality is responding to you in real time. The universe is no longer just showing you signs, it is placing opportunities directly in your hands. And the only question left is, will you claim them? This is where many people falter. They see the synchronicities, they recognize the power of manifestation, but they hesitate. They doubt themselves. They question whether they are truly capable of creating their own reality. And in doing so, they disrupt the very energy that was bringing their manifestations to life. The universe operates on certainty, on unwavering belief. The moment you doubt, the moment you slip into fear, you create resistance that slows down or even blocks the manifestation process. This is why faith is the single most powerful force in creation. It is not enough to want something. It is not enough to hope for it. You must know that it is already yours. You must walk as if it is already done, speak as if it is already real, and feel as if you are already living it. This is not delusion. This is alignment. And when your energy reaches this level of certainty, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. Another profound synchronicity that arises at this stage is the collapse of false desires. As you step into your power, you will notice that certain things you once wanted no longer appeal to you. Goals that were once important may lose their meaning. The relationships that once felt necessary may begin to dissolve. This is not a loss, it is a refinement. It is the universe stripping away everything that is not in true alignment with your highest self. Many people resist this, clinging to old desires, afraid to let go of the dreams they once had. But true manifestation is not about forcing your will onto the universe. It is about aligning with what is meant for you. And sometimes what you think you want is not what your soul truly needs. The more you trust this process, the more effortlessly new desires will emerge, desires that feel lighter, more expansive, more aligned with the person you are becoming. This is the universe upgrading your vision, recalibrating your path to match your evolved state of being. And when you finally surrender to this, manifestation becomes effortless. At this level of consciousness, you will also begin to experience divine orchestration, the phenomenon where everything in your life starts falling into place with almost impossible perfection. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, encountering the right opportunities, all without force or struggle. Life will feel like a perfectly choreographed dance, where every step leads seamlessly to the next. This is not magic. This is the natural state of existence when you are fully aligned with your purpose. The only reason most people do not experience this is because they are constantly resisting, doubting, or trying to control things that are already being orchestrated for them. The moment you let go of the need to micromanage the universe, the moment you surrender to the flow, everything begins to unfold with effortless precision. And this is when you realize that the universe was never against you. It was always working for you, waiting for you to trust it enough to let it guide you. The final and most powerful synchronicity that unlocks your manifestation power is the confirmation of your destiny, the moment when all the signs, all the manifestations, all the synchronicities converge into a single undeniable realization. You are exactly where you are meant to be. It is a feeling of absolute certainty, an unshakable knowing that you are on the right path. This is the moment where fear disappears, where doubt dissolves, where you step fully into your power as a creator. And from this moment forward, life is never the same. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer question, you trust. You no longer wait for signs, you become the sign. This is the ultimate awakening, the final step into mastery. And once you reach this point, you realize that everything, every synchronicity, every manifestation, every experience was leading you to this exact moment. The moment where you remember who you truly are. If you have made it this far, then you are ready to step beyond the illusions of limitation, ready to claim your power as a conscious creator, ready to stop waiting for signs and start living as the embodiment of divine alignment. The universe is no longer just guiding you, it is working through you. And from this moment forward, you are no longer just witnessing synchronicities, you are creating them. You are shaping reality with every thought, every word, every action. And as you step into this truth, as you fully embrace your ability to manifest, you will see that the world around you begins to shift in ways you never imagined. The question is no longer whether you are on the right path. The question is, what will you create now that you know you are limitless? The moment you realize you were the creator all along. There is a moment in every awakened soul's journey where the search ends not because the answers have all been found, but because you finally realize that you were never truly searching. You were always creating. All the synchronicities, all the signs, all the moments of divine alignment, they were not just the universe guiding you. They were reflections of your own consciousness shaping reality. The deepest truth of all is this: you were never separate from the universe. You were never a passive participant in your life. You were the architect, the artist, the force weaving the very fabric of your destiny. And when this realization fully anchors into your soul, it is as if the final veil is lifted. You no longer seek signs of your path because you understand you are the one laying the path with every thought, every choice, every intention. You are not waiting for the universe to tell you what to do. You are deciding. You are choosing. You are declaring what your life will become. This shift is not just an intellectual understanding. It is a visceral, undeniable transformation in the way you move through the world. And from this moment forward, your relationship with reality is never the same again. At this level of awareness, synchronicities no longer feel like external miracles. They become intentional. You begin to notice that the things you once called coincidences now happen with precision, as if reality itself is responding to your inner world in real time. You think of someone, and they call. You decide on a new path, and doors swing open effortlessly. You release an old attachment, and something greater takes its place almost immediately. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is alignment. It is the moment where you fully recognize that reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening from you. Every time you shift your energy, the world around you shifts in response. Every time you elevate your belief in what is possible, new possibilities emerge. Every time you embody the frequency of what you desire, it manifests into your experience. And the more you trust in this, the faster it happens. The universe has always been listening to you. The question is, what have you been telling it? This is where faith becomes your greatest power, not faith in something outside of you, but faith in yourself as a creator. You no longer need to ask if things will work out. You decide that they will. You no longer need validation or proof before believing. You believe first, and the proof follows. This is the secret that has always been hidden in plain sight. Reality bends to those who refuse to doubt their own power. The chosen ones, the awakened ones, the ones who seem to manifest effortlessly, they are not special in their ability. They are simply unwavering in their certainty. They do not hope, they know. They do not wish, they expect. They do not ask timidly, they declare boldly. And because they walk with this energy, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back to them. This is the true meaning of faith, not blind belief, but absolute alignment with the reality you choose to create. When you step into this knowing, everything changes. Fear loses its grip on you because you understand that nothing is ever truly lost, only redirected. Delays no longer frustrate you because you recognize that timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't match your expectations. Challenges no longer break you because you see them as necessary upgrades, refining you, strengthening you, preparing you for what you have asked for. You stop chasing what is meant for you because you understand that what is truly aligned will always find its way to you effortlessly. You become magnetic, not by force, but by frequency. And this is where the final Most profound synchronicity occurs the moment when you realize that everything you have ever desired has been waiting for you to become the person who is ready to receive it. The universe has never been withholding anything from you. It has only been waiting for you to step into the version of yourself who can hold what you have asked for. So now, the question is no longer about looking for signs. It is no longer about waiting for confirmation. It is about stepping fully into the awareness that you are the sign. You are the confirmation. You are the one who decides what comes next. The universe is not separate from you, it is responding to you. You are not powerless, you are the source. And from this moment forward, you are no longer just witnessing synchronicities, you are orchestrating them. You are shaping every moment, every experience, every reality you step into. There is no more waiting. There is no more hoping. There is only creation. The only question left is, what world will you create now that you know who you truly are?